I think just for the most part, I pretty much plateaued to. I think I pretty much with the upper limit to basically how far I could take it on my own for the most part.
Sure.
Like there's a lot of educational resources out there, and I've tried my best to just make use of it. So I really wanted to get into coaching when I knew like there was a point where I just simply maybe couldn't work on that device on my own to a certain degree. So yeah, for the most
Yeah.
part.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. Well, let's jump right into it here. So I'm seeing High Plat, Illari, and Anna. Is that still the case?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
That's
Let's
what
jump
seems
into
to
it.
be.
Okay. Sounds good. Any practice questions, mentality questions, hero pool questions, game strategy questions? I know you had a lot of stuff in your form. Is there anything that you wanted to highlight or go over before we look at the gameplay here?
I guess with the games that I sent you in particular, maybe for the most part, questions regarding like positioning, like
Sure.
areas where possibly where I could get like just more value just in particular because a
Yeah.
lot of the positions I try to like tick boxes in terms of like what were the things that maybe made up a good position based on like the hero that
Right.
I played,
Right.
but maybe not maybe they were not always effective for getting the most value. So just
Yeah. Okay.
questions of guard like positioning and just maybe
Okay.
target priority. Yeah.
Sure. Sure. Okay. Okay. Anything else?
Um, no, I just say that's about it for the
Okay.
most part.
All right.
The
Sounds
biggest one
good.
being positioning, I guess.
Okay. Biggest thing is positioning. Let's take a look here. Powder. So now, why this code? Out of all the codes that I'm sure you've played here.
I'd say because it was a pretty close game for the most part.
Is this you here?
Um, no, it's I'm stream. I'm
Gotcha.
playing the
Okay.
Ana in this game
Got it.
in
Okay.
particular. So this game in particular, yeah, just because it's Ana and Iliari specifically, and
Okay.
Aggressive man in particular, and just I like Power Aegis in particular, so it's just the map I'm familiar with, and
Yeah.
maybe the display my probably the best of my game, my typical gameplay for the
Yeah.
most
Yeah.
part.
Okay.
So
Perfect.
yeah,
Sounds good. All right. Let's get into it. If any questions come up, just let me know, and we can we'll go over them.
yeah, nice, no worries.
Okay, the similarities between On and Nita, let's kind of focus on those really quickly. Like, you both have relatively decent range guns, somewhere in that medium to long range. You can do a lot of pressure with those weapons, whether that's healing your team or damaging. That's pretty much it, right? No serious mobility for either one of them. Obviously, EDR has a little bit, but mostly the same. The main differences are EDR has a little bit more of a leash with her range, with her healing. It's not as bad as it used to be, but that can be a little bit inconvenient.
Right.
But generally, her pressure output is extremely simple. Make the right rotation and hit your shots, right? Take an angle, rotate, hit your shots over and over and over again. She's a very, very simple character. Not easy to play by any means, but very, very simple, right? Now, conversely, Ana has a lot more complexity with what she does because so much more of her value isn't just her gun and the cooldown, it's the cooldowns, right? And you look at something like a nade, it requires you to place it correctly, to use it correctly, to obviously manage your survivability with your offensive pressures. So like I'm looking at what they're playing right now. If Diva's in a position to where she can threaten you up close, not only do you have to worry about your cooldowns getting eaten, you also have to wonder if like you should even be using your nade offensively at all, right? So you
Right.
need to kind of think about it this way. It's like whenever you can use your nade or sleep dart offensively. In other words, I'm not being threatened. I'm going to use it on the enemy team. You should. However, if you're in a position or an angle where you might get threatened, you might want to save one or the other, and we'll kind of talk about that. So right now, with the information that you have, do you think that you have enough distance between you and your threats to be able to use your cooldowns on backline? And the answer is obviously not. Like the answer is right on your screen right now, right? So let's see what we do.
Yeah, no.
That's really funny. She messes up her boosters, and that baits the sleep dart.
Yeah, no, like I got really lucky over this.
What are the odds, right? What are the odds, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. Now this is where EDR would have an easier time because EDR would be able to rotate faster. But the point being is the same. We need an off angle, we need a position, we need a sight line. Where is that right now? With where we're fighting.
At this very moment. So fights basically around bridge. So I
Yes.
guess, well, ideally I'd be basically like back at the staircase where I was like,
Right.
before Deep dropped off. But
Right.
maybe somewhere like I don't know that doorway to the right side of me, in particular.
So like here?
No, the opposite.
So
way.
here.
So yeah, like over there.
Okay,
for the
yeah,
most
yeah.
part.
This should be
Just,
fine. You
just
could
like
also
they
have it.
walk forward and yeah.
Yeah, you could also
Yeah.
have it here as well. But yeah, exactly. We need the fight location has shifted backwards because your Mantra just died. I'm not sure actually what even killed him. I think he just, I don't know, he just messed up. Yeah, he just messed up, right? So you need to get out. You need to find that angle. You need to do so quickly. So basically, for Ana, rotating is harder, but it's just as important. And so you need to stop what you're doing right now, even if that means doing a little bit less healing, a little bit less damage, and you need to move now. Because this fight is still retakeable, right? Like, you could still... So, with where you're at right now, do you like the angle? Do you like the sightline that you will have? Like, let's look at this, like, from a blackboard perspective, right? Does this look correct?
Yeah, I'd say for the most part it seems
Okay.
right.
Okay. Will you have a
Good line of
sightline?
sight onto
Yeah,
Sojourn who's attacking DPS. As the fight progresses, yeah, as they walk forward, I'd say so.
Okay.
Maybe if I went like to that other doorway that I mentioned, I'd probably get like a bit more earlier damage, but yeah, I'd say that it's an okay sideline.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. So we're looking for boxes to check. The simplest boxes to check is, will I have a sightline? Will I have an angle? Right? Am I not stacked? I don't want to be stacked with my 5 members of my team, right? I want to have something a little bit off to the side. That's the most important box to check, right? So even stuff like how close you are, like it's dependent on whether you have your CDs or not. It depends on the heroes that you're playing. So like right now, Maywall is blocking you off, but she's not blocking off your Ashe. And so then when Diva dies your Ashe, you can fully pocket your Diva, or fully pocket your Ashe rather, without being under pressure because the Diva had to choose. And then when your Ashe dies anyway, well, the Diva's now completely out in the open and not threatening you as well, so you can actually potentially finish this kill off. The problem here is that you got spooked. And you worried about your Sojourn instead of taking what was immediately available to you. Now, I understand that your Sojourn might need a little bit of help there, but that's a bit of a misplay from you. Okay, so then you got to make a decision here. What do you do?
I'm thinking I go right, create a new angle. Just
Correct.
like split the enemy's attention.
Correct. Because if you go here, what's going to happen? You're going to get poked, you're going to get pressured.
Well, we're just stacking. Oh,
Right.
well, yeah, that as well. So they're just, yeah, pretty much, yeah.
And you're going to get walled. You're like, well, I'm going to get walled here
yeah,
too,
so
right?
like it would just like cut off like
Right. But
LOS on the tank.
if you get walled here, then these guys can back up safely, right? You make them make a choice. So let's commit to that choice. Now, you're probably at a disadvantage here no matter what you do, just based off of what your team has done. But I don't like this. I think you have managed your range well enough versus that Diva to where you do not need to be afraid of that Diva, right? Even without Nate here. Why?
Okay. Sorry, just a quick question.
Please.
The reason, like, I actually thought that this was actually a really good angle in particular, and I sort of wanted to hold it, but I didn't think it was a good idea. One, because, well, if I get walled off, then just I lose line of sight on the tank, and they just get melted like immediately. And just I get spammed out. It's like a really like tight corner and choke where they can just basically throw anything, and I just get deleted. So I thought that was like maybe it was a good angle, just maybe get some quick damage in, throw in a nade, and that's all
Sure.
good. But
Sure.
did you say that this angle here is just a good one to hold, just in general? even
No,
for
I don't
duration
think
of the
anything's
fight?
done in general, right? Like this, what if your entire team is here? It's not good in general. There are no good in general angles, right? It's only, they're only things that are priorities. And I think the way that you're describing this is exactly kind of my problem with maybe your positioning approach earlier with like boxes to check, is because there's way too many details that are irrelevant, or mostly irrelevant. Narrow sightlines, easy to spam down. Yes, that's true. But that's not as important as you finding an off angle with distance, right? And this is what this provides.
Okay.
And you're like, oh, but I might get walled
Right,
off,
yeah.
right? That's true. But let me ask you another question. Could you not just get walled off here? Yes. There's nowhere that you can go to avoid a wall off. So you might as well choose the best position to force the wall off. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense.
You're thinking about a narrow spam angle. You're thinking about I might get walled off. And because of that, you're overcomplicating the decision. And it's just you have a good off angle. You have a good sightline. That's the only thing that matters right now. If you get spammed out, okay, back away. Hide. Maybe die. Maybe get unlucky. I don't know. Maybe Kiriko and Mei simultaneously hit a headshot and Sojourn hits a couple of bullets, right? Like, they would take a lot, but it's possible, right? But your coverage here is good. Your distance good. You have a good sightline, good angle. Make her wall you off. Make them spam in here, too. Make them stop shooting your tank, which, by the way, is never going to happen, right? To poke you out over here. It's great. Great for you. So, phenomenal nade, phenomenal angle. Fine. Continue to hold value here. You've even spaced yourself out right versus the Diva so that she can't pressure you out, right? So the irony is that you're worried about the wall. You don't even get the wall, right? Because you leave too soon. And then now, what's the problem with their position now? It's a good sight line, right? So that box is checked. But what's the other most important box that you failed here?
I just failed to create an angle. I'm
That's
just
it.
stacking
Right,
with my team.
right. So you failed to create an angle now, so that any matrix that we get here, any pressure that we get here, is going to be all on the same target, right? Like where you would want to pull Diva, you want Diva Bay to make a choice, all right? And then if you get shoved out and then you have to rotate away, that's fine. But you need to make them make a choice here. Because look at your vision now, right? It's terrible, right? You don't have any, whereas if you were here and they ignored you, well then, Merry Christmas, right? Easy pressure for you.
Yeah, that's true.
So I like what you're doing with your sleeps, or at least with your nades, right? I think holding your sleep has been okay because of how we're positioned, but look at that. Why did we get walled? Because everybody's here, right? So you failed to create an angle, and I think the reason that you failed to create an angle is because you overcomplicated the decision. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess so, when you put it that way, just because, yeah.
I mean,
I
even
don't know,
here,
it's
right?
just because I'm always, yeah, it's just I'm always just worried about making just like being in the wrong position, like out in the open or something. Just so like I basically just check boxes all the time, just in terms of positioning. But yeah.
Well, there's a reason why. Where are you at rank-wise right now?
Still plat free, for the most
Right. So you are a very thoughtful, strategic player who's put a lot of research into what you do in your plat 3. I'm not saying that's a bad rank, but that's only a little bit above average. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
So, clearly the amount of information isn't the problem here. It's this is very common, by the way. Like you spend a lot of time studying and you miss the forest for the trees, right? So it's like right now it's like angles are important, sightlines are important. So do them. But that is the priority over anything else that you do, This is why DPS players that have no understanding of the nuances of Ana whatsoever could probably climb the diamond, Like right now, to simplify the process here, you're rolling out from spawn. What's the first thing that you should be thinking about, right? Sightline, angle. So where's your sightline and where's your angle right here?
Yeah, I was actually even thinking about this. Ideally, I wanted to go like up top, just like by the roof.
Sure.
That would
so like here?
That would take too much time. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Or
What's
at least
happening
I
right
thought it would take too much time.
Right, right.
Actually, we're walking up from swamp, but initially I thought that they were walking forward and like tank was just gonna get deleted. So I wanted to. I just thought like up top just wasn't an option. So I thought this thing was like just maybe the current position that I was holding, like just because like I have like I have good line of sight through the tunnel in case anybody comes through like by the right of me, and I can still see the tank to the left. So
well, now your tank is going to get deleted, right? Like this is why you want to take an angle in the first place, right? Is to prevent situations like this, right? So, again, you've given me some good reasons why you didn't take the good position, but I think that's a consistent theme we've seen so far. You have some interesting thoughts and good reasons of why you're not taking the obvious choice. I understand. There's definitely a balance here where, like, I'm not saying you should always stop what you're doing in the middle of a fight and rotate, but I think that you have all the information that you need to know right now that you will be, at worst case scenario, a few seconds late.
Okay.
Here's another question. Go ahead, finish.
Okay. No, I was all good. Your question?
Sure. So my other question here is there another angle available to you that maybe not quite as good, but is still checking the boxes of angle sightline?
Given where everybody is right now, I guess anywhere that's not stacked for my team would probably be like just up top, like on the first floor building, like the one to my right, like right now. So if I go up the staircase,
anywhere
pop out
in here,
the window, yep, like
pop
right
here,
there.
even just sitting here, right? More defensive, like because you're like, okay, Diva might push me, so I want to hold my sleep dart potentially. You'll be fine. You'll be all right. Get her. And that one's even faster, right? So that one's lower value, but has a faster rotation, right? So that one would have worked as well.
Right.
All right. So, I don't really think there's a whole lot more to say here because I appreciate you walking forward here. I could tell you're thinking about Nano. I could tell you're thinking about Nade. The Nano's good. The Nade intention was good. Even the sleep dart, I mean, obviously should have been a little bit more patient, but it wasn't a bad idea. You're hitting some good shots here. Like, I think, like, I would have to be pretty nitpicky to have problems with what I'm seeing here. But everything sucks because you're just not positioned well to do more with the knowledge that you have, right?
Okay.
You know?
Well, that makes sense.
And
Yeah.
that nade probably should have been a little bit more patient. But once again, why is she matrixing there? Because there's everything here to matrix. Bob, Ram, you, Sojourn. Why would she not matrix this direction, you know? That's the whole point of value, whether we're talking shields, nades, roadhogs, wrecking balls, Genjis, tracers, Lucios. Create a split, right? Create something of a split that plays best with your position. And yeah. Good sleep. No vision onto our Ram.
Yeah.
So this is great. Get her. Yeah, good nade.
Yeah, try my best.
I would probably nade first there just because it's a little bit harder to aim compared to just a shot. So you could just nade here and then go for the shot. But yeah, this is good. It's a good try,
okay.
You know? You're taking an ultimate's value away, and crucially, you actually didn't even leave because you're like, oh wait, she just kind of left me. So wait, I still got the space. This is great.
Yeah.
If you're going to be able to retake this space, it's going to be from your position here, which is just beautiful. This is really good. And you've got your sleep dart here, so they even know that you're here. You see it? 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 This is what we want. Bat pushes up, Diva pushes up. She's trying to clear you out. Are you going to die here? No, absolutely not. Should never die, right? Why? Because you manage your space, you have your sleep, you have your nade. But the problem here
that makes sense.
is that she's free because you pulled that over there. You see that?
Yeah, circulars is track right.
You just won the team, the fight. Just great, just beautiful. Really, really well done. Nicely done.
Although
And we knew it too. We knew it too, right? Look at that.
Yeah, in particular, just learning my team and I'm gonna take her out. I don't know, just because like in that position in particular, just before Diva dived me, I wasn't quite particularly sure whether to hold it or not. Just because, like, full disclosure, the fact that Diva dived me at that very moment just felt coincidental. So like, I wanted to hold this position, just like splitting tension. So like, I'm up top, everybody's down bottom. But I don't know. I just had no. I didn't get a sense of whether it was time to stay or to go, if that makes sense.
Well, the only time to go, like, let me put it this way. Do you have a sightline and an angle here? Yeah, theoretically, right? You might get shoved out, but you're going to force a response here, correct? In the same way that being here would have forced a response, in the same way that here would have forced a response, you're taking a sightline and an angle. So one of two things are going to happen. They're going to do this. They're going to pop Sojourn ult, and they're going to look at you, okay? Or they're going to send Diva after you, after they've already had Bap Sojourn look at you. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. Look at all the resources that you got there, right? What that does is that creates space for this and this, right? And this. You create space for your team. The alternative is that they ignore you, in which case, with your cooldowns, your mechanics, your gun, your kit, do you get value here? And the answer is, of course you do. Easy heal angle, easy damage angle, backline nade, backline sleep. So much pressure from you, right?
Right.
So it's a lose-lose for them. It's a lose. And the reason why it's a lose-lose is because it's consistently a good strategic decision. You have to play it correctly, which you did. You said, oh my gosh, that's an ult. Oh my gosh, this is a full HP Diva. And so I just need to live. And it worked. But if they had ignored you, then you could have kept staying. Which is kind of funny because the flip side of here was here, where they kind of ignored you. Do you remember that? You naded the Mei, the Diva kind of looked at you and decided not to go for you. What did you do?
Yeah,
you rotated away. And so then your team suffered for it because it was your responsibility to be the hero here. If they ignore you, you kill them. If they focus you, you live, and you let your team carry. So this is why this angle worked. It's because you just simply took a sightline and an angle, and you did stuff. And if you get focused, you live. If you don't get focused, you kill. That's it. That's all there is to it. It's go time. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense.
So this was a great fight from you. This was just really well done. You even used your sleep because you're like, I think I'm okay. What if she uses that second boosters on me, right? Nade there was a little fumbly, but it's all right. And then she overcommits and she dies. Nice job. And then now that you've actually had the time to rotate, I have a little bit more confidence in your ability to execute with where you are, right? Because this is still an angle. It's a little weird with where your Ram is playing, but like they can't. You see, like even this wall, right? This wall was intended to cut them off, but it doesn't cut you off, right? Now maybe you could have played here for a more lateral angle, but verticality is still an angle, right? Like you still have a really good position here to do damage, and they can't really stop you from murdering people. So this is fine. Yeah, this is fine. I mean, this is just great. Like your character, Ana and Zen are the most powerful characters in the game when you're uncontested on their angles. This I don't like. This I don't like. That disruptor shot earned you backing off a little bit. You understand? But it did not earn you leaving entirely. Does that make sense? So like right here, she pokes you out. So this is where Illari is better because Illari pops her pylon and just eats it and then just pokes her out anyway. Ana might have to rotate away. And maybe Illari would rotate away, but do so faster with her outburst. For here, you just need to go back. Or, you ready for this one? You need to put on your Nikes, you need to run all the way across and take your angle here. Or even run up here. Find a new angle. You need to find it now because your fear of holding a sightline and angle is going to kill your Ram. Because, I mean, look at this guy. This guy's screwed. He's in trouble. You see it?
He's walled off.
Yeah, he's walled off because you lost space. If you go back here and you pop a couple shots in this Sojourn, these guys don't have to worry about her killing them. You see what I'm saying? You can nade this, you could shoot this, you could sleep this. You don't even need to kill this. Just get her out, discourage her, distract her, so that this guy can just focus on what's here. You know? Otherwise, this Sojourn angle might get too much value. Because this Sojourn's uncontested right now.
Yeah.
And the problem is not your Ram dying. It's what this guy's doing right here. This is a huge problem for your team. Check it. So we're just like, gotta back up. Right? Huge problem. Illari in trouble. And then not only that, you see what's happening here? This is your fault.
Yeah,
This is your fault. I don't think you can keep your Ram up, but you 100% hold space and probably kill the Sojourn. But now there's two people that with blood in your hands, right? So it's like, and why? Because you just didn't hold space. You got discouraged immediately. You didn't hold a sightline or an angle. You had a sightline. I think you consistently have a sightline. I think that's consistently true. But you consistently don't hold an angle. If that makes sense.
No, that makes sense.
Let's look at Illari as well. I think what you're trying to do with the mechanics of Ana's kit, it seems relatively logical. Trying to look for offensive nades, but also respectful if you're going to be pushed. Using nano, healing, damaging. I don't see any major errors with what you're doing. And any errors that I see are so minor in comparison to positioning stuff that's not really a huge priority for you. Make sense?
Makes sense.
So what I would like you to do is, keep up the good work with your cooldowns. Obviously, keep thinking about it. When can I use my cooldowns aggressively? When do I need to hold them to help me hold? Because remember, when you take angles, you might be pushed. So you might need that sleep dart to prevent that diva from pushing you. But if they're not in a position to push you, then just use them, right? So that's going to be something that you might find yourself making more cooldown errors when you start taking more space, but you'll still be winning more games. So, okay. Any questions before we look at some EDR here?
No, I think I'm all good for now, for the most part, yeah.
Now, I'm predicting probably more of the same. So let's see what we do here. Obviously, your pylon heals you for a little bit less. But the important thing is still to take an angle, right? Very important. So even if it means that it's just you, I would still rather a worse version of pylon healing just you than nobody taking space at all.
Yeah.
So
I tried to do that more with Illari more than anybody else. But
that's good. That's good. Yeah. Let me look at a couple little things here. I would just say relax a little bit more. Be a little bit more, not tunnel visioned on hitting shots, but you should be really focusing on, just rotating appropriately, hitting shots, relaxing. EDR is never really going to burst anybody down, but you can really just kind of pressure. So we'll keep looking at your mechanics here. And I would, this is one thing. Do not focus tank unless there's literally nothing else to shoot, because your crit multiplier is so terrible, right? Your fire rate's terrible. Ironically, your DPS is like some of the lowest in the game, but your damage matters, right? It's a little bit like Wuyong in that aspect, so just make sure you're not wasting it on tank. unless there's nothing else to shoot.
Makes sense.
Like right now, there's nothing else to shoot, so yeah, shoot deep, it's fine. But then as soon as this angle opens up, keep the crosshair at BAP's height and just relax and hit your shots. Yeah, so you're taking the easy way out.
Sense, yeah.
No confidence. It's okay. If you miss a lot of shots, it's all right. The ones that you hit will still be there. Like, this is criminal. Like, that you're not looking at Sim or BAP here. Rotation's fine. I would, in general...
Yeah. I know, I agree, yeah.
Yeah, choose your angle that's going to open up your sight lines a little bit more most of the time. So I like that we're kind of like, we've got pressure here and we're kind of opening up our angle here. But I think the problem is you can kind of see is like, there's nothing really to see here. So what would be the obvious alternative? Well, I'm not going to even insult your intelligence by asking you that. It's just go here, right? Like it's going to be more likely leaning towards here, more open silence, similar to On in that aspect.
Yeah, makes sense. I was actually always thinking of going up top, so it's like just like right that angle, but
yes, but then don't pile on the angle that you're planning to leave.
oh well, yeah, that's true.
You see what I'm saying? So then, like, this is what makes Illari a little bit awkward, is that she will often pile on and then leave, but you want to avoid that as much as you possibly can, right? So, like, because this is a good rotation from you, but you really need your pylon to make this rotation effective. Good. Yeah, good rotation. This is nice. Yeah, good job. Yep, very nice. Very good. Much better than our Ana. So yeah, that was nice. I like this position from you here as well. Good. Like I said, war of attrition. You rarely burst people down, so just be patient. You could ult that. Okay, so you failed it miserably.
Yeah.
But let me be very clear. I love the idea. And crucially, because you used your perk and you quickly rotated back out again, I think you're still going to win this fight. Because I want you to watch the enemy team's response. Let's blackboard this again. Or try to blackboard it. Maybe we won't. Okay, yeah, we don't. But look at the response. Look at Soj. Look at Bat. Look at Diva. Everybody freaks, right? Everybody freaks. And so that is all you guys need here. Now, we would have liked to actually hit a couple people for sure. But that's it. That's it. You just killed it, right? And what do you really want out of an ultimate? You'd like kills, but most importantly is to win the fight. Guess what? You won the fight. So, nice job. Good job.
Yeah.
Yep. Really like the single from you.
Yeah, I'm a bit confused over here just because like where to set up, just because
yeah,
I
it's
don't want to
awkward.
drop down in the
Yeah, it's awkward. Just be decisive with what you're doing, because there have been multiple opportunities to peek here and to peek here, and you've just kind of been chasing butterflies. So just commit. But honestly, like no matter what you guys do here, it's fine, because your spawn is so close that one kill is all you need. Like you guys got your kill. They also used a handful of ultimates as well, so like you're fine. Don't mind this angle. Don't love it, because it's the same problem with the previous rotation, where it's like, this is more of a compressed angle, which is not always bad. Maybe there's a Widowmaker that you're trying to avoid, right? This is okay. But if you could choose your lane here, what lane are you going to choose?
I guess. Well, actually, I'd probably go like left side.
Yeah.
Like just opposite side of the road. Yeah.
Yeah. Probably control space like this, especially if you know that there's divas and so on here. This is going to give you a little bit more open space. But yeah, this is more nitpicky. I'm just glad to see you taking space. No real complaints. Cheeky. Maybe if you get that pylon, maybe. Okay. I mean, you're committing. I don't mind if you commit. If you just commit, we can make it work. But maybe.
Yeah, I kicked myself in the teeth for this just because, yeah, she gets away, and it's mostly because I forgot to reload. But yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, you're still moving cart, so. But this is really where you must retake space here. So like at this point in time, I know your RAM is low. You have him some healing, but please do not pile on this. You must get off the floor here. You must get some space. You have to go off to the side. You have to find your lane, and you're going to need your pylon to do that, right? Because I don't want to go into the Wild West over here without my pylon. Now, Do you need to kill the Sojourn Bat by yourself? No. But you do need to start contesting them, looking at them, respecting them, be aware of their presence. Do not let them take the map away for free. The worst thing that you can do is look away from a threat, right? So this lane is not your responsibility by yourself, but it is your responsibility if you're the only one doing it, right? And so if you go, it's like the Ana example, right? If you go here and there's like 4 people here, you don't need to kill them. You just need to keep them busy and try to avoid dying to them. Because that alone will allow you guys to kill this Bastion, allow you guys to move the cart forward. It'll allow space for you guys to set up your next engage. But the problem is that you're not dealing with these threats. See, like this is good. This is great. Just, you need Pylon to do this. That's the thing. You see what I'm saying? Like you and your Pharah are working together, but now your Pylon's broken. Right? To what? I mean, I don't even know. Like, I honestly don't even know. Like, so if you die here, it wasn't all wasted because this is still worth doing, right? Like, that's still very important. I mean, look at what's happening in cart, right? Super valuable, right? But now you've just lost the 2 people fighting on the angle because you committed your Pylon to something that you weren't actually committing to, you know? So I'm not always saying Pylon yourself, but if you are going to be actively combating, you need your Pylon for you and whoever's with you. That's basically it.
Yeah.
So really good, like good attention to shooting and space control. Like you fighting for this space here was really good. Just do it with Pylon next time. That's all.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. No, just a side question because you mentioned something like committing Pylon to whatever I'm doing. So in that case, you probably wouldn't advise like I leave Pylon with the team while I basically hold an angle.
You can if you don't need it. You know, there's nuance there, right? If you don't, if you don't need it, absolutely, because it's going to do more healing for your team. Like there'll be situations like a defense situation when you're holding a really passive angle that you don't really need. Like let's give you an example right now. So remember when you were on Ana here, you were here. You probably could just Pylon here, and then you just play back here because you're like, I'm not really going to need it here, right? And then if I have to rotate or if I get pushed, I'll use it. But then I can get way more healing value out of my Pylon. While I'm just kind of playing Soldier 76, you know? And just use the heal passive, use my team's healing, and whatever. Just chill from here. But yeah, absolutely. But you knew here that you were going, like, you knew that there were enemies here, so you can kind of already predict that, like, I'm going to need the help, right? I'm going to need the help a lot. But good news is that you did it poorly, but you did the correct thing, and that's the only reason that you guys almost capped. You and your Pharah's efforts. Only reason. Good job.
Yeah.
Doing something imperfectly is still good. Like right now, you're obviously playing this angle really poorly, just standing in the open, right? Where should you be here instead?
Well, I should be creating an angle, so like.
Well, you are kind of. Right. So this is fine, but where's your cover, right? So you know, if we really wanted to add in the third thing, right? You know, your sightline angle cover, right? Just you need to be here, right? Somewhere here, just chill, just hold the space and wait for your team.
Okay. Actually, my original intention was just like, well, I do it a second time, but I was actually hoping to just like hop across in particular.
Yeah.
No, like the okay.
So go ahead. From here?
Oh yeah, no, I was just hopping across from here to the right side, like where the sign is.
Go to here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's a good angle. It's nice and wide, yeah, for sure. Probably a little early for it. But yeah, I mean, sure. If that's your intention, I like that. That's cool.
Yeah, just because the team wasn't set up, so I figured
I
could just like
this is good.
Position.
Yeah, this is fine. Again, it's one of those situations where it's like you're going to take a lot of heat for this, right? So it's like you absolutely should pile on yourself. So this is good. This is huge. Man, where was this with Ana? Like obviously you don't have the same positional flexibility with Ana, but like my goodness gracious, like this is so incredibly valuable. If you just play patiently here, this is so annoying. Like look at where they are. Look at where they were and look at where they are now. Like this is terrible for them. I would just rotate forward, change your pylon position. Yeah, you just need to commit. You need to commit. You're being indecisive. So you need to commit on throwing pylon to your team here and then playing super passive here. Or more consistently, throw pylon here and just peek this a little bit more aggressively, right? Still play corner, but yeah.
That makes sense.
It just seems like a little bit of the heat of the battle's kind of confused you, but that being said, you should still win this because this angle is just insane. Nice pylon destruction. Ooh, should be okay. Bob's gonna maybe clutch this. You could do this. You really could. Yeah, this is again a situation where the angle is good. You had no confidence in yourself. You started off with a ton and then did very little when the fight got a little bit chaotic. too many variables at once, if that makes sense. Just relax. Just relax.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Push forward to here. Yeah. Pop literally 1 or 2 more shots. You win this fight easy.
Yeah, I just felt like I figured it was just me on my own, so I thought I couldn't contest like Diva and Soldier at the same time. So I just thought, okay, let's just wait, reset.
Yeah. So I think whatever you can look at, that was going to be a high risk, high reward play here. I'm more concerned like the first 10, 15 seconds of that fight, right, where you had many opportunities to make the fight easier. So yeah, hindsight there, it's like who cares? At that point, you've already dug a hole. So, but yeah, huge.
Yeah. Kind of didn't like it just because like I saw Kiri and I'm just like, oh no, she's just gonna cleanse him. So but
yep.
Yeah, thought I could just get
no problems with this, with the exception of one thing. Use your freaking pylon. You know you're taking a lot of aggression here. You must pylon. Hit the shot, like even pre-pylon, like throw your pylon up and then ult this immediately. This ult's fine. Like you know it's gonna get cleansed, but you're not ulting this to get kills. You're ulting this to create space, correct? Which is exactly what it does, right? Look at Kiri's angle, look at Bastion's angle, look at Diva's angle, you force cleanse, everybody's looking at you, Soldier's not even looking at his team, Soldier has to back up, and then the problem is that because you don't pylon yourself, you're unable to actually hold the angle that you wanted to get to, right? That's the problem.
That makes sense, yeah.
You know, so the ult's great. Like if you guys win this fight, it's your fault, right? Because you won it, because you created a big mess. Nice rotation. Yeah, this is the confidence I'm talking about. Like when you have pylon here, like I'm not saying shove your throat down, but you're fine. Like yeah, good stuff. Most of your problems with Illari are not due to your position, nor due to your rotations. It's more to do with like the mechanics of like hitting the shots, and then crucially like when you're on these aggressive full responsibility angles, you actually giving yourself the resources you need to succeed. But your positioning is like way better than it is with Ana, at least from the little sample size that we saw. Way better. You take a lot of responsibility, and you've created so much space for your team consistently. Yeah, like even this is really good. You knew Diva was going to push you, you back off, you're still holding the lane, preventing her, and then now you're just going to walk forward, and just as long as you pylon yourself here, we're cooking. Yeah. Your Ram's an idiot. It's not your problem. But like even here, this fight's still winnable. Like you're still holding space here. This is huge. Yeah. Perfect. Beautiful clutch. Clutch. Beautiful. So you helped him hold space. You know, that was beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, get him. Especially with that perk, you can get this.
Part of me thinks though, like in this situation, I'm not being as productive as I could. Just because, like, I'm just sitting up top. Like, I'm not shooting at anybody, really. But,
I mean, you were shooting a lot of people, no? Right? Like, there were people here that you were fighting, right? Like, it's not always about the numbers on the screen, right? Like, you had Soldier Kiriko kept busy up here for a long time, and that's 2 people that are not engaged, basically just from your efforts, right? So, who cares?
Okay.
Control space, shoot what you can. Now, if you were AFKing, I was more concerned when we're talking about quote-unquote uptime. I was more annoyed when you initially took this rotation here, and then they backed off, and then just kind of sat here, and you were like you were just randomly pressing buttons and not doing anything. Yeah, that's true. But here, like we're actively engaged right now. This is good. Good.
Nice.
Yeah, this is really good. And this has been basically down 1 this entire time. Like you've not had Ramatra at all. This is where you're gonna have to start thinking about uptime, because you got to go, okay, where's next? Like, where do you go next, right? So where is that? You're gonna go in here, get your hands dirty? Are you gonna flip out here and pylon here and push this angle here? It's fine, but you need to go. Go. Yes! Look at you. This is great, man. This is so good. This is really good. You should feel good about this. This is super solid fundamentals. It's basically, let's put it this way. There are things here that look diamond. Mid-diamond, high diamond positionally from you. Really smooth rotations from you. Huge responsibility. And honestly, late second and third, I think that these rotations are the reason that you guys were able to cap. So much responsibility on your shoulders, and you did a good job with it. Really nicely done. Really nicely done.
Nice.
Illari,
So,
keep it up. Take the angles, take the space. If you find yourself on an aggressive angle and you need to be comfortable pyloning yourself, even though it's quote unquote not as efficient, because it doesn't matter. If you are on an angle where you're not being contested and you want to pylon your team and you can just get free pokes, totally fine. But I would say if you feel like you're under pressure, whether it's from 1, 2, or 3, do not hesitate to pylon yourself. It's okay.
Okay.
And then
That makes sense.
crucially, as the fight location changes, because as we saw, your angles were good, the enemy team had to adjust. You need to be ready to rotate. The good thing about
Okay.
Illari is, if nothing else, she's okay at rotating. That's what Outburst is really for, like moving from point A to point B as the fight changes. Now for
Yeah.
Ana,
That makes sense.
sightline, angle, cover, maybe, right? Like obviously, right? But that's it, right?
Yeah.
Like really simplify this process for yourself and don't miss the forest for the trees. Because you had some interesting points about like why I wouldn't go here, why I wouldn't go there, but it just wasn't important enough in terms of the things that were more important. And so
Okay.
there was many things that were just
It's
missed
like a
value.
okay. So I guess I should take like that sort of like level of aggression I do with Iliari with Ana, like for the most
Yeah,
part, as
correct,
I
correct.
can.
Correct. In terms of like
Okay.
proactively taking angles, aggression in terms of proximity, I mean, it depends, right? Like, EDRA with
Yeah.
Outburst and Pylon might get her hands dirty a little bit more. But if you have Nade Sleep Dart, yeah, you're even better than EDRA up close with Nade Sleep Dart. But yeah, it just depends, right? So for you, it's like, what angles
Okay.
do I go and how close do I get? Like that's a question that you will start to answer once you actually start getting your hands dirty. You need to start getting your hands dirty. Don't worry about the
Yeah.
details until
Definitely.
you're actually setting the stage for the thing correctly. Like, you don't even have a canvas. Stop worrying about your paint, So just get set up and roll from there. But I think like you have the muscle memory, for lack of a better term, for rotations, angles, and so on, because obviously it's not the same as EDRE, but like seeing you move on EDRE and then seeing you move on Ana, it like, I literally feel like you're playing a grand mal. Like it really feels like night and day. So like I want you to apply more of what you're doing with EDRE to Ana, like you said. It's gonna, because it will work better.
Okay. That makes sense.
All right, any questions?
I'd say for the most part you've answered pretty much everything I can think of right now.
Perfect.